Hello, welcome back with networth tracking with Jappie. So I forgot to talk about some important aspect I did in June of 2020. I opened up an additional room I had in my house for Airbnb. So this I used for some extra income in case I would, for example, get fired, because that has never happened to me before. And I had the house, I had the space available, so I might as well put it on Airbnb, right? Initially, I put it on Airbnb for like 15 euros a night, which is like quite cheap, really, really cheap in my area. And it means I got like a lot of bookings, and I also got like a lot of reviews. And most of them are like, quite positive, because the people were getting like a good experience for a relative small amount of money. So like they got like a lot of good value. Initially, I did the cleaning myself. However, I realized that this would just take up too much time of my. I was essentially like working all day and all night, because I was like doing my day job, and then after day job, like half the time I had to like clean the entire house, which would really take me only like 5 or 6 hours, and that was just too intense for me. So I hired a cleaner, and I increased the price a little bit, and everything worked out like that. So, talking about the current month, the 1st of February 2021. I actually was this month in Aruba. I fled around December probably to Aruba, and the reason I fled is because there was like another lockdown breaking out in the Netherlands, and I just didn't want to experience it. And the reason I went to Aruba is because my parents have a house there, and I was just staying at their place in Aruba. I was still working, however, because I was working remotely. I could just work from anywhere I wanted, so I could also work from Aruba. So it's not like I canceled my job. I just, did my job from Aruba instead, and everything worked out great there. Anyway, let's go over the numbers, because it's getting more interesting, right? Because we're still like saving up. So we got like 74 euros in cash. We got 4,400 euros in the checking account. 8,528 euros in the checking account for the business, and 26. We also got some money on the mortgage account, around 230 euros. And there's some money in flight going from one account to another. And the stocks are still going up in the Hero Bank. These are like the stocks that were like really red, and I didn't want to sell them until they were green. Like that wonderful strategy of just hoping that eventually everything went up. And eventually it did, but because everything went up in the stock market, right? Not because these are good picks. They were not good picks at all. Alright, I'm not sure if I talked about the pension yet, but this is the pension that was provided by Yacht. So, and actually I looked at the terms. I tracked this down later, how much money was in there, or how much money isn't there. And it's only 720 euros, because I didn't work that long for Yacht. And the terms are really kind of bad, because it's like 0.5% fees per year, which is more than I'm paying for my current pension scheme. And there's also like a fixed cost of like 15 euros a year. And I think this 15 euros a year is just gonna make this never ever grow. Because it's like, the base is too low for it to matter. And these are the shares of Superseed, and with the knowledge of foresight, we know that these actually vest. So there were still options at this point. I think one thing I didn't mention in the previous video as well is that these options are different than the ones I traded in Corona, because they're like long-term options, and you cannot get anything else from a company like that. I actually hate that they make you trade options. Like, it would be much better if they just give you shares outright, but for some reason they don't want to do. Well, I know why they don't want to do that. They want to have like the ability to cancel them, right? Later on, keep them like a contract, because you get like more ownership rights if you hand out shares. But yeah, like the way options are handled in corporate for like employees are really, it's like a giant scam. It's so bad. Anyway, I got like 66,348 in Interactive Brokers account, which is like, all my savings are going into there, and I'm just buying like stocks at this point, I think. 175,000 is the house, so that didn't change. And I finally managed to sell Cardano and Ethereum, which I'm so happy with that I no longer hold these. By the way, I can hide the rental bond column as well. And then we are the student debts, which remain the same because 0%. And then we're starting to whittle away at the mortgage, which is slowly going down to 0. All of this makes my net worth come out at 67,000 euros, which is really quite amazing. And in fact, the difference is the biggest it has ever been. So this is my best quarter up till date. If you like the video, please like the video, and thanks for watching, subscribe, and see you all next time. Bye.